I love that. It's so pretty. It's really like singing through an instrument, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. And the French horns and the alto saxophone in that last piece, just a really beautiful sound. All right, so now this next piece that we're going to do is called The Pit and the Pendulum. And in Crestwell School District, we're all about the new Common Core learning standards. This is the new thing. And those of you that are in education know every few years, it's we have No Child Left Behind, and the next thing comes through, the next thing. And it's all about keeping us fresh and keeping those academic standards high. And so what our district is doing is they want every class, woodshop band, all this, to give students something to read. Give them something to read. You have to read and you have to tell us what it means. So to take care of that requirement, I found this wonderful piece. And it's a piece of music written around a story by Edgar Allen Poe. And it was just Halloween fall time, so it was perfect time to do it. This is a really interesting story. It's called The Pit and the Pendulum. And I'd just like to explain the story to you quickly. So, it's about the time of the Spanish Inquisition, around 1870s, I think. Really brutal time, nasty time. You get in a lot of trouble just for looking at somebody the wrong way, And if they found out you believed something different than what you were supposed to believe, terrible, terrible trouble in store for you. So this story opens with a prisoner, and he's been condemned to death. And we don't know why. Could have been nothing. It could have been just in the wrong place at the wrong time, We don't know why. So they take him to a room. And they tie him to a board. And he looks up. And there's a very sharp guillotine, a pendulum. And it's inching down. Slower and slower. Oh my gosh. Okay. Then he looks over, and how can I escape? He looks out, and there's a huge pit. Bottomless pit. Sure death if you go that way. You look up at the walls, and the walls are inching in on you. They're red hot, actually, and they're coming in closer and closer. So throughout this piece of music, it describes the story. In the end, the prisoner is given some food, and they're about to kill him, so I don't know why they gave him food, but they did. He smeared the food on his ropes and let the rats chew through them. And that's gruesome, but smart thinking. He gets away from the guillotine. Cool. So then he leaps over and nearly falls into the pit, and here come the walls, and the music is getting more and more exciting. At the very last minute, a hand reaches down, grabs him, and pulls him to safety. And that's the end of the piece. So there's some very interesting themes that show here. First of all, back in those days, the crowds, Saturday afternoon matinee was taking your family to a public hanging, a public execution. They would bring picnics. I don't understand it, but they did. So at the beginning, you hear the voice of the mob, and it's saying, "Chop his head off." We'll just show you what that is. Here we go. Let's play. Just the first one. All right, ready? You definitely hear that. You definitely hear it. Then we hear the military drums. And after that, we're going to hear a church, the sound of the church in there, and that's with the brass choir. Let's see if we can hear that. Bar 10, please. Brass choir. But you also, right after that, have this voice. Chop his head off, chop his head off. Let's hear that. 2, 3. Good. And then how about the off with his head, off with his head. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. My favorite part, you knew it was coming. All right, so this is so much fun. And this is when he's tied to the board and looking up, and it's like it's coming down. It's, oh my gosh, it's coming, and it's going to chop my head. Here, try this. 1. And so the whole thing picks up into this furious pace until the very end you'll hear the hand reach in and pull him out to safety. This is The Pit and the Pendulum by Michael Story.